so here we are at the Great Dane in Wasau. Now, this is actually a brew pub, correct?
It is.
So now, what does a brew pub actually makes its own beer? And then, okay, cool. Is that like what do you find you guys sell a lot of the beer you make? Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's the locals know to come here.
Right. Yeah, we only serve our own beer.
Oh, okay.
We do serve a cider outside of that, a Strongbow cider, but everything else is ours.
Oh, excellent, cool. Do you find that people expect that and they enjoy coming to here because of that?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I know this used to be Hereford hops, and that ran into some problems.
Sure.
I couldn't quite pay the bills, and you guys moved in and completely redid the place. I mean, this place is fabulous.
Thank you.
Very impressed with it. So, being from Eau Claire, last year at the Clearwater Beer Festival in Altoona, I think you guys had the best beer.
Okay.
And, that being Super Scotch.
You bet.
So, what's the story on Super Scotch? Is there...
Pete made a big beer. Absolutely.
I know it made the hairs on your back of your neck stand up, man. That thing was...
It was good.
No, it literally stole the show, and that was a tough... That's a tough festival because I know Whibley's behind it. A lot of the Wisconsin craft beer members go to that.
Okay.
And to impress those guys and women is just a tough thing to do.
Pete's a great brewer.
Sure is. Now, he's from New Jersey, correct?
He is.
Is people from New Jersey can make beer?
It's surprisingly enough.
That's cool. So did you guys do a great taste of the Midwest at all?
Absolutely.
Cool. Did you find that you guys got to reconnect with the Great Dane brethren from down there? Was that
absolutely
cool? So the corporate culture of Great Dane's really open and really fun to work with, right?
They're a great company to work for.
Excellent. That sounds good. So now, of your beers, which ones do you find you sell the most of?
Our Landmark Light, our Crop Circle Wheat. Okay. The wheat's going to be a Hefeweizen style.
Cool.
Right off of just if you went to Germany and ordered a Hefeweizen, that'd be what our wheat would be like.
Excellent. Now the pint of the day, the beer of the day. So each beer you kind of for the locals. Mm-hmm. Each beer is at a discounted rate.
It's for anyone that comes in the door.
Oh, really?
So, yeah,
cool.
It's a 16-ounce pint for $2.50.
Well, that's 16 ounces for $2.50.
Right. It's a brewer's choice. So the thing that we found with it, which works really well, is that it turns people on to other beers that they might not try otherwise, and everybody likes a deal, so it works out really well that way.
Now, I had Walloon Whistle Wetter last November. Are you guys going to be doing that again?
We actually have a Belgian Red on right now.
Oh, really?
It has an apricot flavor as well. So, it's going to be a little bit more balanced than the Walloon Whistle Wetter. That was pretty sour,
Well, sometimes that's going to be. I believe that's kind of the next wave. I mean, currently hoppy, more hoppy is the better. And now I think people are looking towards different.
Sure.
And sour. I mean, sour is an excellent palate.
Belgian beers, there's a huge span of Belgian beers out there. I mean, there's more different styles in Belgium than there are in the world.
Oh yeah.
And so tapping into those is something new, and you can introduce people to a lot of different styles that they haven't tried before.
Cool.
So that's definitely the story behind the Walloon Whistle Wetter.
Yeah, it was excellent. I went ahead and did the 2-ounce sample, and then I went ahead and got a growler of it.
Good.
Which is sometimes that's not the best move to go to the little sampler to the growler, but in that situation,
sure,
it worked out just fine for me.
You're not going to see a lot of those on tap at other brew pubs. That's the one thing about this company is that they're not afraid to try new things, and they're seasonal specialties, especially up here. They've given Pete a lot of room to work with, which is great. And so he's been able to do a lot of different styles that they don't actually have the luxury to do in Madison because there's so much demand locked into what they normally do. So
cool. And I suppose having Red Eye and Bull Falls in the area, this is a good area to just make beer in.
Absolutely. The water's great up here, too.
Oh, is it? Well, do you know what the pH is?
I don't know.
It's good. It's good.
That's what I'm told. That's what the brewmaster of the Great Dane said. So.
It's good. Cool. And then, what the yeast you guys use, is it all pretty much the same yeast, or do you guys use different yeast? Oh, it's different yeast?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You use different yeast to create different styles. So
cool.
There are some yeasts that you can use for the same styles, or for similar styles, but,
Well, I know within the industry, people say that the yeast is like the signature.
Okay.
The signature of it, and they put a lot of, because pretty much everything gets the same malt.
Sure.
And water, I guess, also, too. And
water does make a big difference. If you have our Scotch here and you have the Scotch down in Madison, they're going to taste like two different beers.
Cool.
All of our beers will be a little bit different that way because of the water difference in water.
Well, I think the brew pub, you guys are the envy of a lot of production breweries, and the fact that you can have a variation on a style.
Absolutely.
And people will know that and not really be too finicky.
Well, the other aspect of it is you're able to do, like, in a production brewery, you're brewing such a big batch that you can't really take a chance on something. So you have to almost do test batches. And Rob Labreglio, the brewmaster here, has done a lot of work with Kirby from Capital Brewery as well.
Supper Club, you guys do a lot of, and then Supper Club gives back to the community as well too, which is that's excellent to see that. Really, the craft brewers are friends. Mm-hmm. They're fighting the same fight,
right? And
regionally, there may be some static,
sure.
But at the end of the day,
always a little jealousy.
Well, I know. I remember last time I was up, there was, I think, a town festival. I've been through this area a couple of times, and there was like a town festival, and I think it was you guys. Everyone, all the breweries were there, and I think everyone could only have one beer there.
Okay.
And I think Bull Falls won it because they did something simple, and you guys, like both Red Eye, and you guys did like a little bit more crazier thing for the hardcore people.
Sure.
But you got to understand that 90% of beer drink is American style light lager.
Sure.
So, but no, that's cool, man. So basically, you guys sell a lot of food, sell a lot of beer.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, I guess for someone coming from Eau Claire, this would be an excellent destination to stop by, right?
For sure. I know that talking to a lot of people that pass through, I'm really happy to see us up here. We're right off the highway.
Yep.
It's an easy stop. There's not a whole lot of places you want to stop for lunch on your way up north, and this works out really well. Even from Minneapolis to Green Bay, and
cool.
It's right off the highway like that. So
excellent. Well, hey, thanks for sitting down and talking to me.
You bet.
All right, looks like we're